you'll see that Leeds United give one of the new arrivals a debut. Mana Solomon goes straight into the starting team. Two of the other signings, Ramazani and Tanaka, are on the bench. Hull City, well, they've made a number of signings themselves this week, but they have only named one of them, Casey Palmer, who's come in from Coventry, amongst their potential replacements. Two teams all ready to go. And Leeds United, all in white, are ready to...
In front of a packed Ellen Road here. And wherever you're following the game, we wish you a very good morning, a good afternoon, or even a good evening, as Leeds United look to extend an unbeaten start to the season against Hull City. It's one of those games Daniel Farke will be hoping his side can prevail in, because there have been a few bumps along the way already in the opening couple of weeks of this season. But at the end of it all, Leeds have claimed 7 points out of 9. Two of the games that have been played have been away from home against decent level opposition, and it does set us up quite nicely for this game here this afternoon. Looks like it will be Hull City who will get the game underway. And Hull will be wearing their traditional amber and black, is it? Home shirt, nominally, for this away fixture. Long ball forward that Leeds have to defend against Hull on the edge of the penalty area. Familiar figure, all too familiar figure of Liam Miller, who's arrived at Hull in the summer, chasing the ball there. A player we remember well from games against Preston North End last season.
Yes, we certainly do. Certainly away. Archie Gray had a bit of a tough time against him, but really looking forward to seeing, of course, our new signing, Mana Solomon, on that left-hand side. Heard really good things about him in training this week. He's been absolutely on fire. Let's see if he can reproduce that out there today.
Yeah, claimed his place in the starting 11. On merit, we are told, given the things he's done in front of Daniel Farke in the last couple of days, and it will have only been a couple of days since he arrived. Leeds United with the ball in the centre circle. Aronson to Nonto. Nonto plays it to the edge of the penalty area to Solomon, tucked into the path of Firpo, cut into the middle, and Nonto it was who met it there, and his shot was goalwards before it was blocked. But an early incisive attack from Leeds United.
Absolutely fantastic play, wasn't it, on the left-hand side? Solomon and Firpo, already the understanding looks very good.
Here's Ampadu from Solomon. And now Miller picks up, and the free kick is awarded. And Hull City will be relieved that the scoreline still reads 0-0, even inside these opening 2 minutes.
Certainly will. It was Nonto with the chance, wasn't it? Firpo with the pullback. Nonto coming in, a lot of bodies in the way, couldn't quite squeeze it through the legs into the back of the goal.
So Leeds United have created the first chance. And it's Hull City who are in possession in their own penalty area. Somewhat dodgy ball played across the box. And then the ball goes up in the air, and Rodon is behind Miller. And now Aronson picks it up in a good little pocket for Leeds. Goes back to Gruev. And then Strauk. And now Meslier in the D on the edge of the penalty area. Rodon just pushes it back to the goalkeeper. Back it goes to Joe Rodon. And again, Leeds content just to play the ball into and then out of and back into the penalty area. Beautiful sunshiny day here in West Yorkshire as we head out of August and into September. Rodon in possession for Leeds United. Pascal Struijk now pushes the ball forward, and Leeds United have a chance to attack again down that left-hand side. There's a big roar from the Leeds fans over in the East Stand suggesting there should be a free kick, but they don't need a free kick at the moment because the ball is still alive. And Solomon again is in possession for Leeds, and good movement, good control.
Great trickery
back to the halfway line.
Made a good start, hasn't he? Manor Solomon just looks like he's just reveling the opportunity to get out there and show what he can do. Of course, he's been injured for a long time at Tottenham Hotspur, but now in from the start, he's ready to impress.
Here's Bogle down the right for Leeds United. Back into Joe Rodon. Rodon delivers a pass to Ilya Gruev. Now Gnonto. Gnonto goes across the field and plays it into the path of Solomon, who helps it on for Firpo to try and cut it back perhaps from the byline. Rolled into Gnonto, who's got a bit of space in the penalty area. Lets it roll off for Aronson. Shot goalwards! Came in from Gruev, and the goalkeeper Pandua dropped to his left-hand side to keep it away.
It's been a really good start, because what you've got now is that movement from Gnonto in and around certainly the last third, drifting into space, making things happen, but also then getting on the end of it, as we saw inside the box there. And Gruev with a shot, couldn't quite steer it past the keeper, but it's been a really bright start.
Gnonto's new deal, further boost for Leeds in the build-up to this game. Player who's declared his intent to stay put and do what he can here for Leeds United, having put in a really good performance in the game against Sheffield Wednesday last Friday, as did so many of the other players. Hull City, for the first time in the game, start to build an attack. Coyle into the penalty area. It was a good ball. Struijk goes down with a little arm round his waist, and that gives him the opportunity to claim the free kick. First ball was played into the path there of Bedia. He's the one change to the whole starting 11. Bedia in for Burstow up front.
Yes, big number 9 there, looking to get the ball into the channel rather than to his feet too much. But again, for us, it's all about making sure this place is a fortress. That means keeping those clean sheets and then, of course, scoring at the other end. But after a draw first time out, it really is important that today, over 90 minutes, we get the better of this Hull City side.
I do feel that way with a 2-week break coming up, that it would be a really good opportunity for the maintenance of momentum.
Not a big fan of the international break so early in the season, but it is what it is. It'll give us a chance, I suppose, to bed our new signings in with a bit more training tactically. But you're right, trying to sign off with a win is important.
Quite a few of the Leeds players will be heading off, of course. Gruev amongst them. Aronson in possession for Leeds. It's worked out well. It's found its way to Gnonto. Just push back into Gruev. Leeds look to build through possession again. Joe Rodon stepping forward, crossing the halfway line, plays it to the left-hand touchline to Junior Firpo. Infield it comes to Solomon. Again, really good close control. Now Gnonto. Hull drop back behind the ball, so Leeds start again from the halfway line. Now Struijk played it into space for Firpo and wins the first corner kick of the game. Junior Firpo making good ground down the Leeds left, and the cross was blocked.
Really good movement all around, and I think what we're going to be seeing is, when you talk about who's replacing Jorginho Ruter, well, I think I know, it's Aronson and Gnonto. It's two of them, they're floating around. Gnonto is not hugging this touchline, he's coming inside, drifting into the space and really getting on the ball and making things happen.
Hybrid Jorginho. Corner kick to Leeds United. Ilya Gruev gives his teammates the signal, curls the ball into the box, headed away by the first man, that was Miller. comes back out as far as Bogle to deliver into the edge of the area. Good work by Joseph. Played into Aronson, almost breaks through to him a second time. And it was Pandu who stretched out to grab the ball quickly.
Great play from Joseph. Can't wait for him to score his first goal, because then I think we'll see plenty. Great hold-up play. Got to hit it first time there. Aronson come to him quickly with the touch. That allowed the whole defenders to get back.
Aronson on 2 goals this season, and as such is the leading goal scorer. Hull enjoying an extended spell. Well, they were. They'll have a free kick now, because Nonto's gone through the back of his opponent there. Mellon, one of the summer signings for Hull City. All change at Hull since the last time these two met. That was here at Ellen Road in April, a game that Leeds eventually won by 3-1. Joseph makes a nuisance of himself, and it almost brings its reward. Pandu at Hull have had problems with goalkeepers picking up injuries, so I'm not sure Pandu was meant to be first choice, but he's been playing games. They've signed a new keeper yesterday as well. They have 2 out injured.
Already see, can't you, how Hull would like to play. It certainly is patient and out from the back, but that's where, if we can get our high press correct, really can start winning the ball back like there.
2 German coaches down in the respective technical areas below. Walter, the new man in charge at Hull City, a man who's spent all his previous coaching career working in Germany.
I feel for Rossignol, to be fair. The previous manager thought he came here with a good side, played a nice style, but I suppose it's not the style, it's the points, isn't it, that matters.
Here's Nonto, he's got a runner to his right. Nonto plays it into the path of Bogle, and his shot goes into the side netting. There were players waiting in the middle. Bogle went for goal.
Has to score. Nonto, brilliant play again, waits and waits, but he's the provider. And Bogle, can he just chip it over the keeper? He can, but it hits the side netting.
There's the little dinked finish of Daniel James at Hillsborough that perhaps was required there. Went for a little bit more power than that, and didn't have the accuracy. But again, another chance carved open by Leeds United inside the opening 11 minutes here at Ellen Road, where the scoreline remains 0-0. But Leeds are pushing.
I have to say, though, we've seen this film before, haven't we, where we don't score in the first 10 minutes or so. Can we keep the pressure on? Can we just keep in control, keep concentrating, and make sure we give nothing away? And eventually it will come. Joseph
trying to harry their goalkeeper into a misplaced clearance. Keeper does well under pressure. He's going to have to do well again here, perhaps, now, because Aronson's going in at him now. Again, just knocked out to the former Leeds man Coyle, given straight away to Firpo, and he picks up Firpo's ball. Well, that was a fairly dramatic fall from Coyle there, but it's done the job. He's got himself a free kick.
5.9 for style marks, wasn't it? Excellent there from Owen Coyle. Unfortunately, the challenge wasn't great. It was a free kick, but Coyle made the most of it.
Free kick taken quickly, and it's McLaughlin who plays it to Miller, the Canadian. That right foot of his curls the ball into the penalty area, and Meslier in the shocking pink again this afternoon. Has the ball in his hands, briefly at least. Rodon. Now Bogle, in it goes to Nonto, and back to Bogle. Bogle into the sunshine, and then Joseph. Well, if there'd been anybody coming in behind him, it would have been a great idea, but there wasn't.
I think he tried just to flick it, but the ball had way too much pace on it, and he missed it completely. But here again, just looking at Hull, patient from the back, trying to play out and using their goalkeeper. It's our press, making sure we do it at the right time, and then as one.
3 draws for Hull City in their league games so far, plus a Carabao Cup defeat.
Who hasn't got a Carabao Cup defeat?
Yeah, standard. Meslier comes to the edge. And just lets it roll across his body and holds it with one hand before he puts a second hand firmly upon the ball. Meslier again, this time with his feet on the ground. Rodon. Nonto. Works out well for him, that.
Excellent.
Now play to Pascal Struijk. Movement down the left. Solomon has it, helps it on well to Firpo. First time into Nonto. Nonto goes for the byline, tries to get his ball back into the middle. It's blocked off by Jones, and it's another Leeds corner.
Excellent, great fluid movement, really is. Moving the ball quickly, getting it into space. No sign of going backwards, always moving forwards.
So Gruev again can go to that far corner to put this corner kick into the penalty area. Heads up from Struijk, just off the top of the head maybe of Pascal Struijk there. Thought he'd climbed and got himself into a good position. Hull defend at the moment successfully. Ball is played near side touchline. And then forward for Rodon to slide in, but the interception doesn't quite work out. Miller going down the right-hand side is up to the edge of the penalty area. Tackles comes in, second challenge. Rodon calls for the keeper to come and help him out. Meslier stays on his line. Little breakdown in communication, so Rodon takes control and just puts it into touch.
Well, someone had to. It really is important that someone did take control and get rid of this ball. It just harmlessly was coming through, but left it for each other.
So Hull City with a throw-in. They're level with the edge of the Leeds United penalty area. Giles with ball in hand. And then it goes back towards the halfway line to McLaughlin. Played into the centre circle to Jones. And helped wide to Omur. And then Coyle. And then the ball is way beyond Miller's run. And despite the thumbs up, it's Leeds throwing all the way. Meslier waited, drew the attacker and then gave it to Rodon. Pass to Joseph, referee gets in the way of Aronson there. Aronson picks it up anyway. Nonto, he's tackled well by Miller. And tracked back with his man, and now Miller goes the other way, forwards, but Aronson takes it off him. So an American international be the Canadian international, and it's USA on top in that encounter.
Excellent. As soon as we lose the ball, can we win it back quickly? Hunt in packs, exactly what we did.
Here's Aronson again, busy in the midfield for Leeds United. Back it comes to Rodon. Struijk, all a bit of a stretch, but Leeds managed to keep hold of it. Now Gruev has it, and now Firpo again finds space down that Leeds left. Firpo up to the edge of the penalty area, just tucks it back for Gruev, and then Ampadu. Ampadu back to Gruev once more, and now here's Solomon. Omur in front of him. Solomon tries to get past him, has to start again. Bit of space for Ampadu. His touch was a little heavy, but he recovered it. Now Gruev has the chance maybe to cross. Instead goes short into Aronson. Ampadu, now Nonto, back to Ampadu. Leeds midway inside the Hull City half, playing in a line. Now Gruev up to the edge of the box to Firpo, tucked into the path of Aronson. Comes out to Nonto. Nonto's run into trouble, but he's been fouled. And Nonto just managed to put enough on the ball to draw the challenge that leaves him on the ground and Leeds in a good position.
Lucky, because that was going absolutely nowhere. Zambrano with a poor challenge. Players around him. He passed the ball, but kind of got nowhere. However, now we have a free kick in a really good area. Now, Aronson, we saw, didn't we, at Sheffield Wednesday? He quite fancied it. He's there again.
I think he's going to be a favourite of the two standing over the ball, Gruev and Aronson. I fancy it will be the American who is the one who strikes this one. You've got to guess it will go goalwards. It's in that sort of range. There's a four-man Hull wall just outside their penalty area. It is Gruev in the end who takes it, and that one goes over the crossbar. So a little bit of variation perhaps from Leeds in terms of the set pieces. Hull will have watched that Sheffield Wednesday game. Maybe the keeper was expecting the Aronson attempt. On this occasion it was the Gruev attempt, and it went over.
And he has done that before, and he has stuck it away, but only once against Norwich last season. Here we go again. Hull at the back playing dangerously.
They are definitely playing out from the back, aren't they? Although it took a while to actually do the business of getting out from the back. They end up with a throw in, slightly advanced position. This playing out from the back concept, I
was just thinking, actually, you probably couldn't work. You couldn't work for Hull City. Your blood pressure would be through the roof with how they're trying to play out from the back. And you would have thought coming to Ellen Road as well at times, bypass the press, knock it long and try and play that second ball. But they're sticking to their guns.
Strouk to Rodon, especially against pace. Leeds appear to have pace up in those forward areas. Gruev goes back to Strouk, up the line, back to Gruev. Can't quite find Solomon. Goes into the challenge with Slater. Hull end up with the possession in their own half now. McLaughlin and Giles. And it goes back to the edge of the penalty area to the Croatian Pandur. And then again, as they seek to play out from the back and Leeds diligently go about their business in terms of closing down, it's gone right out to that right back position again. Again, ultimately, possession is conceded.
Hull trying to play it out. I mean, they are conceding possession, but not in the dangerous areas, either outright or out on the left-hand side. They can't quite bypass our press, which is a good thing.
Aronson on the touchline wins another throw-in for Leeds, and with a challenge. Gruev looking for a bit of space to play in, so goes back into his own half to Strout. Now Ampadu. Gruev again. Firpo again is the option out wide. Aronson back to Gruev. Square to Ampadu. Ampadu can look to his right-hand side where Bogle waits and has the ball now. Bogle goes back towards halfway and Rodon. Far edge of the centre circle and Strouk. Firpo does well, keeps it in and gives it nicely to Gruev. And now he picks up on the return pass before Coyle makes a strong challenge, successful challenge. And as Coyle goes down, the referee judges that he's been pushed to the ground, and so that will be a Hull City free kick.
Coyle again does well just to win his side a free kick. Nice little touch again, wasn't from Solomon, but the timing of the challenge from Coyle and Firpo was good. It was very good.
So Hull's free kick will be just in from the touchline, in front of the east stand, in their own half, deep in their own half, taking quite a while over it as well, as the referee is now signalling to them, because the goalkeeper has opted to come out of the penalty area belatedly, and he's repositioned the ball before he takes a few steps back from it to finally take the free kick. Strout with a header beyond Joseph, but it might come from Aronson. It does. Aronson carries it forward, puts it into the path of Joseph, sprints to get to the ball. He's in the penalty area, going for the byline. It spins up in the air, and the keeper can only palm it over his own crossbar, fearful that someone was coming in behind him.
Really good play from Joseph, but the ball there from Aronson just pushes him too wide and out. A better ball, he could have really attacked the centre half. He did, but angle was always difficult.
So Aronson will take this corner kick for Leeds from the west stand side, in front of the Hull City away fans. Aronson drops it short, and Strouk, and it's at the back post. It's tucked in and the flag is raised, and the goal is ruled out. Nonto it was waiting there, but Nonto it was who had gone just beyond the last defender.
Actually good defending from Hull, because once they saw it was an out swinger, they all came up in a line, left Nonto in there, and Pascal Strout, when the ball came to him, could have of course gone directly into the goal, but Nonto was caught, got a touch, offside.
Again, Hull, and Joseph's going to put in some yards chasing those balls across the penalty area, and Coyle's coming all the way back. Oh, this is crazy stuff. What on earth? Coyle has run across the edge of the 6-yard box from one side to the other with the ball at his feet. Now it comes back to the keeper once more. It was like Coyle was saying, please help me here, wasn't it?
You know what? I'm loving this. They're getting 20 passes in and going absolutely nowhere.
Well, they're back with the keeper again. And this time, finally, he goes long. He may get hooked as a result. Leeds come. They pick up the ball quickly. They turn defence into attack with Firpo down the left side. Now further forward for Aronson. Control from Aronson, and then it's back into the path of Firpo, and then back to Ampadu. And now Rodon on the edge of the centre circle. Bogle waits on the right, has the ball. Miller can't get to him. Joseph back to Bogle. Now it comes back for Gruev. Gruev to Ampadu. Leeds pushing here. Mana Solomon turns goalwards, flicked into the penalty area. And Joseph was lurking in there, so it had to be cleared away. Now Rodon's got to win his header. Come off his heel, and now Leeds have a problem because it's Hull into the edge of the penalty area with a shot. And Meslier gets a little touch on that one. Well, that's what the referee says anyway. And it will be a Hull City corner.
That's a foul all day long. Referee, that is such a poor decision. Just have a look at the striker. He's not even looking at the ball. All he's doing is running straight into Rodon. He's trying to say it's a coming together. Ref, you got that one completely wrong. Just look at what the player's doing and where the striker is looking. Nothing to do with the ball. Anyway, eventually, good save by Meslier. It does get a little touch.
So the first moment of danger for Leeds United probably comes as a result of an error from the official. Hull it is who've got the ball moving quickly. Gruev trying to keep his man away from getting the cross in. Giles it is who does, and Firpo heads it away. And then it's back in. Catch. There's some sort of catch on to do there. Well, maybe the referee's even things up.
Absolutely, but you're right. He's evened it up, but that was a foul as well.
Ampadu, ball forward. Nonto just got the wrong side there as the ball came forward. Maybe it wasn't quite the ball required from Ampadu. And then Hull have a man down who is technically offside. And then the ball is cleared away. And that as a result of the Ampadu challenge from which Hull City acquired nothing.
Well, as we know, it's Owen Coyle. I'm thinking he's certainly making the most of that. But, you know, again, that is a foul. It's an extremely high boot. There's no doubt that he does catch him. But Rodon, rightly, he's having a chat to the referee as well and said, come on, that was also a foul. But the referee needs to calm himself down, get back on an even keel, start making the correct decisions.
Well, Louis Coyle made 15 appearances for Leeds United in his time at the club, but he's a Hull lad and he's found himself back at his home city club, and Louis Coyle is now the club captain. So as he limps back somewhat towards the halfway line, he knows his way around Ellen Road, but no favours in that occasion, whatever the challenge it was ultimately that left him on the ground. He's back on his feet, the game goes on, and Hull City through Giles have the ball on the edge of their own penalty area with the goalkeeper who just pushes it out, and Coyle is in possession briefly. And we've had 27 minutes here at Ellen Road, and it remains goalless. The two chances Leeds United have had at the end of a couple of prolonged spells of possession and pressing, but now here come Hull with Miller down their left, almost up to the edge of the penalty area. Liam Miller, two defenders in front of him, one of whom is Bogle, and Bogle it is who makes the block, which means that Hull City now have another corner kick.
Good to see though Nonto back there helping out Bogle as well. Important, as we know, to just to double up, make sure it doesn't cut back inside. We've seen that one before, haven't we, in the away game where Miller scored a great goal.
Hull have two men over the ball in the quadrant. Mana Solomon is told he has to retreat a little further. Does so about 3 inches as the cross is whipped in. Strout with the header to the edge of the box and just beyond. Taken off the toes of Miller by Mehlen, and then pressure is on. And just for a moment there, it looked like Gruev was going to rob Zambrano in a position of real danger for Hull City, but Zambrano just about recovered.
Certainly fortunate. Took an age, didn't he, Zambrano, to get on the ball, but couldn't quite fall for us.
Some of the new signings appear down on the touchline below, warming up for Leeds, and it's the first real sighting fans in that part of the ground have had of them, so there's warm applause to welcome them.
Interesting now that Solomon has swapped to this right-hand side and Gnonto out to the left.
There's some fluidity and flexibility. Rodon has to go in the second time, and then he's penalised, and now he's going to be yellow carded, Joe Rodon. And
that's frustration. That is just frustration from the previous non-free kick that he should have got. You can sense it with Rodon there.
Now has to be careful.
Yeah.
The City have come back into this game. Leeds have made a really good start, but, having held on, Hull are now enjoying more of the play in the Leeds half. Coyle in the bright sunshine. It's a warm day. Ball is back on the halfway line with Jones across the halfway line to McLaughlin, and then a bit forward to Miller. Steps inside of Solomon. Back into the centre circle. And then just played onto the chest and laid off into the path of Badia. Gruev comes in, but Badia spins and he has the ball, and he's played it. Bodies on the left. Miller's in the penalty area, and Miller goes for goal. There were 3-4 men waiting in the middle. From a tight angle, poor throw out from Meslier. Aronson's never getting to that one, and as a result, Hull can come forward again, and they have the ball on the edge and in the penalty area. Goes towards the far post where there's nobody waiting. It was the centre half Jones who got up there, but then suddenly good ball, intelligent ball from Gnonto to put Gruev on the break. Now Gruev from the halfway line stumbles, didn't really want the pass there, I don't think, from Matteo Joseph, and when it goes out of play, it'll be a throw in.
That was unfortunate. The counter was certainly on, but the throw from Meslier was such a poor one. Not one player, not two players, but three Hull City players were around Aronson. Not sure exactly what he saw, but when we eventually win the ball back, the counter was on, but you're right, just not quite the right ball for Gruev.
Giles given away straight to Aronson in the whole half. Aronson looks forward, and it goes to Joseph. Joseph turns away from his man and then comes back into his own half to Rodon. Firpo waits down the left, but Strout gets the ball before him. Now Firpo does get it. Infield to Gruev. Leeds playing in their own half at the moment. Strout in possession. Strout on to Ampadu. Ampadu and Rodon, who will both be heading off to represent Wales in Nations League games coming up. Dan James obviously ruled out, not in the team for Leeds today, nor in the international squad either. Carl Darlow, of course, Leeds replacement keeper, will be going along to join the growing Leeds contingent and travel by coach these days. Joseph. There's a foul given as the ball arrives at the feet of the Leeds man. The foul is in favour of Hull, and it's against Ampadu, who argues his innocence there.
Yeah, I'm lost against that one as well. I'm not exactly sure. Let's have a look as it bounces up.
What's that for?
Oh, it does look like the Hull players probably just got there first, and Ampadu's trodden on him. But it's this part of the game now where patience is really key, I think. You know, we haven't scored in that first 10-15 minute blitz, which, you know, we know we've been in games like that, but, you know, still be patient, keep doing the right things, don't get too frustrated even with the decisions that might be going against us. Just keep doing the right thing.
Gnonto was disciplined there in keeping his eye on Miller as he turned this way and that, so eventually he had to play the ball back. Zamorano to Coyle, and Coyle back into his own half. And then McLaughlin to Giles. Plays it back to the central defender, who runs back towards his own penalty area with the ball at his feet. Gives it back to the keeper on the edge of the box. Out it goes to Jones. Daniel Farker in the build-up to the game made the point that Hull City are going to be difficult to break down. 3 draws that they've claimed so far as evidence of that. And we are perhaps seeing evidence of that as well in front of our eyes just at the moment, because Hull it is who having slightly the better of it at this stage, and they're coming forward now with Miller down the Hull City left. He's quickly up to the edge of the penalty area, shoots! Well, we know what he can do, we've seen it before. On this occasion, just over Mellier's crossbar.
And Miller knows that is a good opportunity as well. Cutting inside, opens the goal right up. Got to try and certainly show him one way or the other, but Giles makes the good run, allows a half a yard of space to open up, and he can't quite find that top corner, not far away.
Ampadu, poor ball out from Meslier, and Leeds are under pressure. Men waiting in the middle, and it's gone right across. It's overhit from the far side of the penalty area. Well, we've been talking about Hull's problems playing out from the back. There is nothing in comparison to what we've seen from Leeds in the last 5 minutes.
My goodness, once again, that's just such a poor ball. Meslier with another problem with his distribution there.
So Hull City end up with a throw in, but it could have been so much worse for Leeds. There were players in the middle and defenders all over the place. And Leeds were lucky that the cross went long. Meslier, well, he puts his foot under this one and gets a bit of distance on it, as he had to, because again he was under pressure on his near post. And it's all a little bit scrappy from Leeds at the moment, to say the least.
Certainly is. Meslier actually there did well just to put that right boot straight through the ball and get it away from danger, but just got to get back, settled, in control, get the passes going.
Joseph turned away well from McLaughlin, but the ball ran into the path of Jones. And then Joseph's won it back well on the halfway line. Needs to distribute well now. Holds it up. Can't get it to Nonto though. And now Bogle's out the game, so Miller has space down the whole left to move into. Rodon's come across to cover. Miller with the ball at his feet, onto his right foot, curls it to the far post. Firpo has to win the header there. Player waiting over his shoulder was Hull's number 9, and then it's the number 9, Bedia, who makes a poor decision. He just rolls into the back of Firpo, falls to the ground. Leeds have a free kick, and maybe Bedia would have been better, way better off staying out of that one, because Firpo was the man under pressure.
And going absolutely nowhere, could have easily blocked it. Instead he's decided to give him an absolute shoulder barge. And of course you can go shoulder to shoulder, but not like that.
Meslier finds Rodon. Well, Rodon was going to go back to the keeper, then he thought better of it, and then his ball almost drops right in the feet of Miller. Leeds are struggling to get the ball out from the back just at the moment.
They are. We've lost their way with our passing.
Bogle, now Ampadu, that's better to Nonto. And he's closed down, but he finds a space for Ampadu. All Ampadu can do is hook it forward, but it might work out. Well, Louis Coyle read the situation. He knew that Solomon was over his shoulder, so he just put it back into the path of the keeper. And it's the Hull keeper who has the ball. Now it's McLaughlin at the back. Challenge from Rodon. Almost got the ball back in Leeds camp, but it's cleared into touch for a Leedsunited throw in. Bogle infield to Ampadu, to Gruev, back to Ampadu, being forced back here before he goes forward to Rodon. Up the line behind Bogle though, and it takes a little touch on its way, which means it's a Leeds throw. Daniel Farker out of the technical area, wants the game to get going quickly here, but the ball is retrieved, and now Bogle is sent back into his own half, I think, for the throw in. Well, he's actually right on halfway. 9 minutes to go of the first 45, just under. 0-0. Leeds with a bright opening, but Hull at the moment are the team looking a little more likely. Aronson trying to do something about that for Leeds in the midfield. Now Strauch. Firpo is to his left. Comes to Nonto, now Firpo. And then played down the channel for Aronson. He gets a touch to it. The defender comes across him, and in blocking Aronson's run, he concedes a corner kick.
Better play. Aronson there twisting this way and that, but what they did allow was the space to open up. Moves it to the left-hand side and tries to get on the end of Firpo's pass. Not quite.
So Gruev for the walk towards the cheese wedge to take the corner kick for Leeds. It's going to be another outswinger. Ball put up in the air in the middle. Strauch with a header from goal. Nonto with a header, and this time the flag is raised again. It's Nonto who's the man standing in the offside position.
It's a good line again. As soon as that outswinger is happening, they just step up slightly. If you don't move back with them, you're going to get caught offside. Again, Strauch is the one that gets that first touch, but Nonto offside.
Hull play out from the back. It ends up as a throw-in that they have. As Bogle chased to make sure they couldn't get over the halfway line. Easy for Bogle with a header from the throw-in. Joseph, man on his back. Now Solomon. Oh, clear handball. It's got to be a card, surely. I mean, he blocked that one off quite deliberately, didn't he, Louis Coyle there?
He certainly did. At least the referee saw it.
So Leeds take it quickly and come quickly forward. Aronson just ahead of him. And so that means Jones can get into, play it into touch for a throw-in for Leeds United. Firpo, the fullback, takes it. Solomon has it. Back to Firpo. Comes out for Gruev. Gruev's pass was a little undercooked there. Luckily Leeds won it back with Firpo. Good. Close control from Firpo is impressive. Leeds with Solomon now. Just pushes it back to Gruev. And then Ampadu with a lot of space in front of him through the midfield in mid-position in the whole half. Comes back to the centre circle to Rodon. Now Strauch. Strauch has Firpo available to his left. He gives it to him now. Can he get a cross in? He can't, but he does win Leeds another corner. So spell of pressure at least from Leeds United. Getting into the box is proving a little tricky.
It is. Any sort of quality in there. Now let's see from this corner kick when Hull just hold that 6-yard line. So what we need is for our strikers like Gnonto to come back out if we win the first one, and then a runner from deep. There's 2 or 3 yards behind that line. Time is run, then you'll get in, but just got to make sure firstly we miss that first man.
Gruev. In it comes again. This time it's McLaughlin with a header clear as far as Solomon. He puts it, whips it back in there, and it almost drops for Rodon. He couldn't help it to the far post when Gnonto waited, but now here's Aronson in possession again for Leeds United, given the ball by a poor clearance out. Leeds just slow things down a little bit. Strauch then. Can Gnonto control this? Well, he can, but he's beyond the last man. Gnonto suggests that the assistant on the near side is wrong, but the flag went straight up as the ball dropped for Gnonto.
A little disappointing because Gnonto, he's out wide, he's looking right across the line. He seems pretty adamant that he was onside.
So we're inside the final 5 minutes of the first half, and it's still 0-0. So Pandur has come out to the position of the free kick and plays it towards the near side touchline. I fancy that was happening all the way along. As soon as it left his boot, it went straight into touch down below. Into the midst of a clutch of Leeds subs warming up on the near side touchline. Bogle now with the ball in his hands. Aronson just put up in the air by Bogle, drops in the whole half. Easy header for Jones forward, flicked on by O'Meara, and then it comes to the edge of the penalty area, and it needed an intervention from Joe Rodon as Mechelen was trying to get himself forward there, and Rodon's ball went out of play for a Hull throw-in, which they take back to Giles, to McLaughlin. Giles again, and now Mechelen in the penalty area. Thought there was a runner to his left. The flag is raised for an offside as well, so it's a Leeds free kick.
I think as the half has progressed, the first 10-15 minutes, we've got certainly Solomon into the game a lot more, haven't we, on that left-hand side, and not so much now. He clearly is a player that we need to use more of, and sometimes rather than overlap, that Firpo's been doing that just about every time. Allow Solomon to, go at his fullback on his own, but not really used him enough in this last 20-25 minutes.
Mellier's ball is long. Joseph beaten in the air, comes off the top of the head of Gruev. Ampadu on the halfway line with a foot in to Rodon. Now Strauch. Out it goes to Solomon, gets it into Aronson, but he's forced back to the halfway line. Leeds though with Gruev, looking forwards now with Firpo. Firpo on it goes to Solomon, edge of the penalty area. Again held up by Coyle and then tugged back by Coyle.
That's a foul again.
The referee gives nothing once more, and it looked like Solomon was just dragged away from the ball there by Louis Coyle, and the referee gave nothing. And now it's Hull with Miller, who's in the penalty area, and he just got his shot wrong because it kind of came off his right foot before he hit it with the left there, which I think took the power out of the effort. But you hear the boos from the home supporters because way before all of that happened, Leeds felt they should have had a free kick.
Referee Gavin Ward, unfortunately, is having one. I mean, that was just grabbed him and just pulled him aside.
Leeds with Nonto, moving with some menace towards the penalty area. Still going, he's in the box, now he's out of it again. Still going Nonto. Defender Zambrano stood his ground, or defensive midfielder should I say, and managed to clear the ball away. And Leeds have to start again down the left hand side. Gruev brings the ball infield and then looks left again maybe here. Yes, he does, to Junior Firpo. Firpo into Aronson. Aronson into the penalty area. Saw the run of Nonto, didn't quite get there. Comes back to him again, and then his shot is blocked to some degree actually, because it comes off Aronson's right boot and the back of Zambrano, and out for a Leeds throw in level with the edge of the whole penalty area on the other side of the pitch.
But that was unfortunate. He's trying to slide it into the feet of Mateo Joseph. Always looking for that ball, which is important.
Here is Joseph. Back it goes to Bogle. Joseph to Aronson. Aronson back to Ampadu. Across the middle to Strauch. All this in the Hull half. Firpo. Solomon gets the ball off him. Nice turn. Coyle stayed with him. And again, Solomon tries to get past his man, and you'll hear the reaction this time, because this time a free kick is awarded.
Hallelujah. Another obvious one, but Coyle, you know, one-on-one. You've got someone like Solomon, clearly very tricky customer. This is where sometimes you can get the fullback into the book, and then you've got a bit of a field day. You can really just keep sending him the ball to take on the fullback, but what can we do now from this free kick?
So Leeds plotting something as Aronson and Gruev stand over the ball. Aronson steps away, steps back in for another bit of a chat. We've got one added minute here, so Leeds have got 55 seconds to put this one into the penalty area. It's going to be Aronson who's going to take it. Gruev steps out towards the edge of the penalty area instead. Aronson swings the ball into the middle, heads up far post. Pandur, the keeper, gets a fingertip to it, and it goes behind for a corner. Leeds will need to be a little quick about getting this one into that whole penalty area again.
Yes, a little flighty, wasn't it? Just a little bit too high. Keeper always was going to be the favourite there.
So Aronson has jogged across, and he has 15 seconds or so to make sure he can get this ball into the middle for Leeds to finish the half dramatically. Aronson goes in, nice shape on that, beyond the dive of Strauch. Bogle picks it up in space, and then the referee signals the end of the first period. Bang on there, and the two teams head towards the tunnel with the scoreline goalless.
Yes, and after certainly the first 10 minutes, when once again we could have had one or two, it's been a pretty even game. Hull have come back into it. You can see why that they haven't lost, but also see why they haven't won, because they've had one or two half chances they haven't taken advantage of. But neither have I. But Solomon, I think he started the game extremely well. Looks a real danger on that left-hand side. We've got good movement, but we've just got to step it up another level, keep moving that ball quickly, and hopefully when we do get those chances, we take them in the second half.
There you go. Step it up, step it up. Leeds United with a bit more work to do in this game. Half-time scoreline here at Ellen Road is Leeds United 0, Hull City 0. Leeds will start this second half. They'll be kicking towards the Kop end here at Ellen Road. And Mateo Joseph is the man who will get this second period underway. Still the sun shines here at Ellen Road, but Leeds want to brighten the mood with a goal. Started the game really well and then found it more difficult. We're underway. Strauch with a long ball lofted forward. Solomon beaten in the air by the man that the guys in the studio have just been talking about, Coyle. And then it's Necklem in the centre circle for Hull City. Just knocks the ball wide to Slater down the left-hand side. He comes back into the Hull half to McLaughlin, one of the two central defenders. Jones is the other. He has the ball now. And then Coyle, the captain, again in possession. Just elects to roll it back into Pandur, the goalkeeper, who's a long way out the penalty area. Gets the ball back again. And he's allowed to just put his foot on it, and then he's delivered it long into that Leeds half. Bogle wins a looping header forward. Comes down for Zambrano. Bedia can't quite get there. Bedia pushes Ampadu in trying to win the ball back. And that will be a Leeds United free kick midway inside the Leeds half.
Certainly Bedia's putting himself about, isn't he, up there for Hull City. I'm sure his manager will be delighted with that. However, he's giving away 1 or 2 free kicks.
Rodon out from the back to Bogle, up the line to Nonto, back to Bogle. In it goes to Joseph, holds Jones away from the ball. Nonto wriggling away from challenges, is fouled as he tries to do it. He got beyond 2. There was a third coming in on him as he was knocked to the ground. Leeds have a free kick which they take short and quick in the whole half. Gruev out to Firpo, he's got a bit of space just outside the box down the left hand side. Firpo ball at feet, tries to curl it into the penalty area. It's Amur, the midfielder, who's in front of him to block it, win the ball back, and gives it back to a very similar looking Coyle, the full back. His ball though out is straight onto the chest of Strauch, and back to Solomon. Solomon started the game really well for Leeds. They'll want to try and get the ball back to him in this second period. Now Firpo and Gruev, the triangle. Leeds go back in the triangle. Now Aronson also tight. Solomon on this near side, he's surrounded by Hull shirts, and Aronson's trying to roll out of challenges, and then the ball goes out of play for a throw in. Hull players just surrounding the man on the ball and making it really difficult for Leeds to move it quickly.
Just all a little too tight, isn't it? Too intricate, too close. Just try and get it out the other side quickly. That's where the space will be.
Coyle's throw straight into the head of Firpo. Comes off the head of Zambrano. Joseph. Can he open things up a little here? Again, forced back towards the halfway line. Ampadu does try to do that. Now Nonto. Still going Nonto. Still going Nonto. Still going Nonto. Low drive, and it didn't have much power, but it did require a clearance. Leeds win it back quickly with Solomon in possession. Solomon, ball into the penalty area, just intercepted by Jones before it got into the waiting Aronson. Leeds come again with Ampadu. Crowd noise rises as the pressure rises. Nonto pushed over there by Zambrano, and Nonto almost with that familiar Jorginho gesture in showing that he's hurt. The click of the fingers, and rolls round on the ground. Well,
I think he's just a little fortunate. Yes, it was a foul from behind, but lose it in that sort of area, and suddenly the counter-attack is on. Just trying to allow it to run across his body, but a clumsy challenge from behind.
Ampadu prepares to take the free kick, presumably short. It is to Rodon, who will then go wide to Bogle. Hull begin to step up, so Leeds begin to step back to the halfway line and beyond. Strauch. Back it goes to Rodon, and then wide to Bogle down the Leeds right. Now Nonto. Nonto trying to make space for a pass to Gruev. Gruev, head down, forward it goes, into the path of Solomon. Gets past one challenge in the penalty area. Tries to shoot, comes for Aronson! Well, he tried to be deliberate with his effort there, Brendan Aronson, but actually it kind of rolled fairly harmlessly into the hands of the goalkeeper from what was a really good position.
But an excellent ball, isn't it, from Gruev into Solomon. The Hull City player didn't make the challenge, goes for the shot himself, and it comes to Aronson. Couldn't find that guided finish into either bottom corner.
Leeds in possession again. Pascal Strauch. Now Junior Firpo. Firpo socks down, back it goes to Strauch. Square to Rodon. And further square to Ampadu. Out to the right side in the whole half, and Bogle just puts it down the line for Nonto to chase, and he gets there as well. Nonto holds it up well, turns towards the edge of the box. Nonto into the penalty area, Bogle just over his shoulder, has the ball on the byline, gets it into the middle, trying to get it to Joseph, but Slater got a block on it and cleared it away. Rodon heads it on to Nonto, gives it back to Gruev. Now it goes to Solomon, came at him, but he managed to get the ball to Nonto nevertheless. Now Bogle has it down the side of the penalty area. Nice looking cross in that comes off the heel there of the defender McLaughlin, who knew little about it, and it goes over his own crossbar and out for a corner.
Excellent pressure, really is. This time on the right hand side, tries to fire it across as Bogle McLaughlin fortunate, just hits his heel. Good defending in the end. They're tough to break down, this Hull City defence.
First corner kick of the second half. Gruev is going to take it. Swings it in. Easy catch for Pandur, the goalkeeper. Confident in his handling. Rolls it out quickly. So Leeds have got to chase back here because Miller is moving forward at pace for Hull City. Spots the run through the middle of Omer, and Meslier comes out, uses his feet to get there ahead of the Hull man. Somewhat unconventionally, but very successfully. Then great close control play from Brendan Aronson. Carries it forward for Leeds. Suddenly there's space. Solomon, Aronson kind of ran out of ideas there maybe a little bit. He'd done some brilliant work down the left. Leeds come anyway. Firpo, now Solomon, who was waiting for it originally. Solomon right to left, and then just tried to push it into the path of the on-moving Firpo, but didn't put enough on it. Strauch up against the Hull striker, and I think Pascal Strauch has really got away with one there. I have to confess that I'm sure he wrestled Bedia to the ground.
I saw nothing. I have no idea
well, neither did the referee.
Clearly. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Once again, I think Bedia didn't look at the ball and goes into Strauch, but you're right, the reaction from Strauch then was that was a foul, but not to worry, on we go.
Nonto harassed by Miller. There's a lot of space for Firpo down the left, and now Firpo has the ball. He just quickly goes back to Strauch. I thought he might have taken that one on then, Judy Firpo. Nonto has it back again, looking forwards. In it goes to Gruev. Then laid off into Nonto, who's into the penalty area, and his left foot! Tried to get his shot on. Great clearance from Coyle. He got across in front of Nonto at just the right moment and cleared it behind for a corner.
Oh, Nonto just needed to get his shot off a little earlier. Wouldn't have allowed Coyle to get back and make the challenge, but excellent little touch, wasn't it, from Solomon as well.
Quickly taken corner, swung in by Solomon, heads in there, just behind Rodon.
Oh.
Puts his hands to his head, he knows.
He didn't believe it was coming to him. And saying that, either did I. How could it get through all of those bodies? And Rodon there thought that was going to be cleared and missed the ball when it eventually did come to him.
Hull City have been under pressure at the start of the second half. There's a slight reluctance to get the game going quickly again from the goal kick. Now it is underway once more with Miller in possession. Back down the touchline to Slater. Caught by Nonto in possession. Can Gruev win it? Well, he went up against Zambrano. Zambrano did well. Won the ball cleanly for Hull City, who have it on the halfway line now with Omer. And Omer back to Coyle. And Louis Coyle back to the goalkeeper. Pandur out the penalty area to McLaughlin. Again, Leeds go to press, but Hull able to play along behind the first line, and now they're up to the halfway line, and Miller has it. And Bogle's got to chase back because Miller's moving forward quickly for Hull City. He's right up to edge. He's into the penalty area now. You know where he wants to work it. Comes back out for Zambrano to shoot, and that was much more of a defensive midfielder's effort than you'd have anticipated if Miller had got in a similar position.
Well, Miller a couple of times down that left-hand side. Just got to be careful. It was an easy 1-2 that beat Bogle, but it was a good foot in the end. Stopped him in his tracks, and that one was high and wild.
55th minute, 0-0 still here at Ellen Road. It's tight.
It certainly is. We're getting one or two chances, but got to take one. The game could take on a very different complexion if we could.
Leeds have attacking options from the bench, and subs are out warming up now. Might not be too long. Aronson couldn't get that one beyond McLaughlin, and now Leeds having to defend. Hull at least just inside the Leeds half. Coyle goes back to Jones. Jones has a bit of room to operate in. Pokes the ball forward to Mechlem and out to the left-hand touchline. And now with Miller. And Miller to cross the ball. Comes off the head of Rodon to the edge of the box, and Gruev helps it further on. Aronson looked like he was caught in the head with a boot there. And indeed he was, because he was fully erect then. He stooped in to try and head the ball, and the foot was round about his chin.
McLaughlin with the very high foot.
Ampadu makes a big theatrical gesture of trying to take a quick free kick and being stopped. And then the referee says the ball was rolling, and so Leeds are asked to retake the free kick. Mellier's swung it out to the near side. Firpo controlled it well and given it back to Pascal Struijk. Ends up back with Meslier. Straight ball to Ampadu. Ampadu goes wide. Bogle gets there, helps it on, looking for Gnonto. Couldn't find him. Miller has it. So Bogle's got to defend against the Hull City man now. Skips away from Bogle. Miller shoots, hits the back of Rodon. Breaks clear to the edge of the box for another shot. This one hits the back of Firpo. And still Leeds are under pressure with Miller back on the ball. Good foot in there. Oh, and Ampadu's caught late by Miller. He cleared the ball away there and Miller went down the side of his leg. And the referee has spotted it. It's a free kick.
Firpo's also down inside the box. Bogle certainly has to do better against Miller. It's just a little too easy for the winger at the moment to get those opportunities coming inside. There you can see the challenge from Miller after a poor pass, a poor challenge.
Yellow card for Liam Miller. 2 in the book. As Meslier just puts it over the top. And suddenly Joseph will chase and Coyle is not going to get there ahead of Matteo Joseph. Joseph held away from goal with Coyle's arms around his waist. Comes into Joseph again on the edge of the box. Can't get the ball beyond the marking Hull man. And Ampadu comes in to win it back for Leeds United, much to the frustration of the Hull head coach Tim Walter.
Certainly was. Great play, wasn't it, initially from Matteo Joseph, but all that good work was undone when he gave the ball away, unfortunately.
Back it goes to Struijk. Gruev caught out, and now Bedia, and Gruev has to go back in, and he's caught late by Zambrano. A first challenge like that Zambrano has made, but no further punishment for the Hull man.
Well, Junior Firpo's asking, I think, to the referee that surely that is a poor challenge, but Gruev no doubt saw it coming. He's up, he's okay.
Bogle, halfway line. Leeds still looking to really make Pandor work here in this second half. So there have been moments of promise, but goalkeeper has been pretty well protected so far as we move into the 59th minute. Still 0-0. Now Ampadu, just a ball over the top. Joseph will chase it. Keeper heads it from out of the penalty area. Is it going to find touch? No, it isn't. So he's got to race back to his goal line because Joseph's got to it. Joseph brings it to the edge of the penalty area. Trying to get his cross low into the box. It's going to break from Manor Solomon, who leaves it for Firpo. And then a shot towards goal. You'll hear a huge shout of handball from the fans behind the goal. And the referee sees it very differently and gives Leeds nothing. And ultimately Hull clear their lines and they have won a free kick.
Excellent play again, Matteo Joseph on that far side, and when the ball does come across, Solomon brilliantly just allows the ball to run across, and Junior Firpo probably was a little surprised, but you can just see there didn't quite get the strike they would have liked. Back into Louis Coyle again, who's once again when he comes here he's having a darn decent game.
So change has just been made, and in a moment I'll tell you who it is, as we were watching the replay of that Leeds United shout for a penalty, the chance as well. Joseph chasing the keeper down. Coyle has the ball. There's a space for McLaughlin, and then on it goes to the full back on the left side. Now Miller has it. He's going beyond the challenges again, and again Bogle has to work hard to keep up with him. And then Aronson, great layoff for Gnonto. Gnonto can run into a bit of open green grass, brings the ball forward further for Leeds United, gives it to Solomon now. Solomon's just outside the penalty area. Good challenge again from Coyle, who's relishing the task out there for Hull City at the moment. Leeds still have possession though. Firpo, and it comes out for Solomon. Solomon in the penalty area, curls it goalwards. Keeper saw it all the way, got his body behind it, brought the ball into his body, held on safely. You
see Coyle got plenty of experience, does really well before Solomon gets it under control the first time, makes a challenge. This time not quite enough energy to get there. Comes inside, just got to keep going. I feel like Solomon will get some joy out of Coyle, but got to keep pushing him, keep testing his defensive abilities.
Ball is played up into the Leeds half. Junior Firpo just happy to get a foot to it, and up it goes in the air. And the man who's come on is Will Jarvis, and Slater it is who's departed. So Hull have made the first change of the game as we move past the hour mark by a minute, which means that you would expect maybe Leeds changes to follow as well. Hull are attacking. Coyle's cross to the far post. Miller waiting with the header. I suspect he's maybe not renowned for his heading capabilities. I hope that doesn't come back to haunt me, but that was not the best from a half-decent position at the back of the 6-yard box.
Why did you say that, Bryn?
Yeah, you're right.
Fortunately, it's not Bedia as well, because he was out there helping the crosser. He wasn't at the fast stick, so we get away with that one again. Just got to keep concentrating. Hull still offering something going forward, aren't they?
For sure. This game is in the balance.
Yeah.
Strauch. Not the best ball for Firpo, but he's come back and won it for Leeds anyway. Now he's under pressure going back into his own area to Meslier. Meslier being closed down, has to go long. It'll drop over the halfway line, and it's put up in the air. Bogle goes with a challenge on the halfway line. Miller made a back for him there, made no attempt to get the ball, and actually Bogle has landed heavily as Miller just rolled back into him. Like, those can hurt, can't they?
Yeah, dangerous. It is dangerous, especially when you're off the ground. So any sort of nudge from the opposition player, see he's up early. There's a free kick. Let's see what we can do.
Free kick is just inside the Hull half, so Leeds are some way from goal still, and they've gone back into their own half only by a couple of yards to Strauch. Now Solomon, who's on the touchline further forward, he goes back to Firpo, further back to Strauch. It's an indication of the work that Hull are doing here off the ball. Leeds not seeing the open space in front of players. This time they try again with Solomon down the left side touchline. Solomon onto that left foot, works it left to right, gets a good looking ball in, and it's tucked away by Matteo Joseph. Terrific play from Solomon down the left, and a classic striker's finish from Joseph. He's off the mark. A big goal for Leeds. It's Leedsunited 1, Hull City 0.
Absolutely delighted for Matteo Joseph. That's what he can do. We've seen it in pre-season, those runs to the near post. Absolutely brilliant, but who's the one that set it up? Solomon, been a danger on his debut all game long. This time it's brilliant play, gets to the byline. When he puts that ball in, what do you want? Your striker to get to that near post, and he does an outstretched boot. And in the back of the net, it goes. Delighted for Matteo Joseph. That is a difficult skill as well. That is not an easy chance, but he made it look easy.
Came from nowhere, didn't he? And Solomon just put it in an area, and as you want your striker to do, he arrived in that area, anticipated, and then a fine finish from close range. Joseph has his first league goal.
And if anyone has deserved a goal, it's Matteo Joseph for his performances. We see a lot of good link-up play, showing strength. His closing down is superb, bringing others into play. But of course, what the strikers want, they want goals themselves. And he had one or two chances. That one is no more than a half chance, but what a finish.
The game is only now restarting. Been quite a break since the ball hit the back of the net. Noise has been pushed up here inside Ellen Road as Leeds chase down again. Panda under a little pressure, gets the ball out the penalty area, and then it's given away to Rodon. He steps past one challenge and a second, and he's still going, and it's played through the gap for Joseph again. Really good challenge from Coyle, brilliantly timed as Joseph was through the middle there. Coyle came with him, slid across in front of him.
Great positioning from Coyle, gotta say.
Good work from Ampadu to win it back though in the whole half. Now on the edge of the area is Solomon. Still going Solomon, great close control play. What's he going to do with this one? Goes back for Bogle. All so tight on the edge of that box. Bogle still trying to batter his way through whole challenges, and it comes back out for Ampadu. Crazy scenes. Solomon, and it goes Nonto, back to Solomon. This is good. Men wait in the middle, cut back for Nonto. Bogle was in the 6-yard box and Joseph was just outside it. waiting, but it never came to them. Hold clear.
Offside.
And Strauch raises his arm to acknowledge that.
Really good play, because we were left one-on-one, a little bit exposed, and that's when the defender needs to read the situation. He did. He knew the ball was going long. He steps up a yard or two, would have been offside.
Leeds back in the ball on the halfway line with Ampadu from Aronson. Now Nonto. That's the difference of goal, mates.
It does, but now it's about keeping your head, keeping control, keeping your foot on the throttle as well. It's not a case of, oh, we've done that, let's just sit back. No, keep going, keep dictating play and trying to limit any sort of mistakes. Or here's
like
one.
That one.
Like that one.
Rodon goes in but loses out to Zambrano. And Leeds are a little at 6s and 7s as Miller on the edge of the penalty area, and it comes off Bogle and goes behind for a corner kick.
It's those moments, isn't it? I think we said before that the best Hull City chances really have been from our mistakes, whether it's playing out the back or just like there, trying to get it through into midfield.
So Hull corner, 67th minute. And initially looked like it was going to be an in-swinger, now looks like it's going to be an out-swinger. Amur with the ball into the penalty area, heads go up. Nonto underneath it, takes it down his thigh and then volleys it all the way up into the Hull half where only Pandor waits. He pushes it up to the halfway line. Leeds begin to try and get out of the defensive shape in their own half up towards the halfway line, but Hull are going to come down the right hand side with the substitute. And then Jarvis, in it goes to the edge of the area, and it's going to break into the middle, and it's cleared out, and then this body's arriving, and there's a shot on goal, and Pascal Strauch gets the block on. Then Leeds were all over the place defensively, and Hull had bodies waiting, and Leeds have got away with one.
They certainly have. They had a load of bodies, didn't they, Hull? In dangerous areas.
Here they come again with Miller, curls the ball into the box towards the far post, and Bogle was waiting there. McLaughlin was just beyond him, but the centre half couldn't stretch to keep that one in play, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
Right, now's the time I want to see someone out there say, right lads, just calm down, a few deep breaths and concentrate, keep your head. And this is where we need that leadership. I thought that last season was something that we needed to improve upon. Now this is where it comes into its own. We've got our goal, let's keep that lead but concentrate. And
also you expect, well, Hull have got to change it a little now, haven't they? They've got to be more ambitious. So can Leeds, well that's surely a foul. Oh my goodness me.
Referee.
Joseph had got beyond Jones, the central defender there, and it was a clear pull back. I mean really clear, and neither assistant, who had a clear line of vision on it, nor referee gave anything. Wow.
Another decision that the referee, well, he clearly missed it, but good play again from Joseph, wasn't it? Just
if you give it as a free kick, it's a potential red card challenge. Joseph's beyond the last man.
And referee, well, Matteo Joseph now is appealing to the referee. He's pointing at Matteo Joseph. Ref, you've got to look back at this game and just learn from your mistakes. However, I think Bridgie said at half-time it's important not to let that affect you as a player. It is frustrating, but you can't do anything about it. Just get on with the game.
Coyle. Played at Mehmet. Joseph, and now Gruev. Well, he's definitely fouled, and the referee does spot that one. He couldn't, well, he could, I say he couldn't miss it. Jarvis put his hand around his waist but and pulled him to the floor, but then we've maybe said that before in the game. Gavin Ward has a word with Jarvis, and then no more. Gruev with a free kick, goes back. Wasn't the best from Gruev there, and Leeds could have paid the price. Why not go forwards? Gruev with a little flick, breaks into space for Zambrano, and Mehmet, and he turns one way then the other, and then it's played through the middle where Strauch just gets his foot behind it. I wonder whether we might see Rothwell on shortly.
It's possible, but I think what's important at this moment now, you can tell Hull are going to go for it. They're going to commit some more bodies forward, so we have to defend extremely well, but at the same time, when we do have the ball, we're going to find space. On the counter-attack, we really can take advantage again, but it's still about the same thing, doing the defending bit well and then taking your chance when it comes.
Pandur just outside of his penalty area, the keeper. A short ball, and he gets it back again. He's now back in the area, so Aronson steps up. Now Joseph chases after Jones. comes out for Coyle. They have worked it well this time, Hull, as Jones brings it forward from Coyle's neat little pass. Now Moore down this right-hand side for Hull City. To Jarvis, infield to Jones, who stepped a long way forward, the central defender. Given away to Manor Solomon, who's done well to come back for Leeds. Solomon turns away and gets it up the line to Firpo. And then Firpo's caught late, but Leeds have the possession, so the referee, well, if he saw it, I'm not sure, but Leeds continue with the ball going forwards anyway. Here's Nonto, and Nonto is offside. And Nonto hits his shot goalwards anyway, but it wouldn't have counted because he was a yard beyond that last defender.
Well, he certainly was offside, unfortunately. Should have really just held his run. Didn't really get that together with his teammate on the same wavelength, but it was good defending in the end. Solomon come back, twisted and turned and got out of a dangerous area.
Hull with the ball on the halfway line. Zambrano in possession.
I feel the pattern is set here, isn't it? In that Hull are going to commit bodies forward. We're going to get chances like that.
Here's Miller coming for Hull City on the edge of the box now. Leeds doubling up on him. Bogle and Aronson both in close proximity. In between them, they've put the ball behind for a Hull City corner kick.
Once again, just about getting everyone in the right position, making sure you attack this ball.
Metlem is there to take it for Hull City. Lots of Leeds players warming up down below. They've gone out the area to Miller here. Comes out for Amur to shoot perhaps. Puts it to the far post. Rodon, little flick header. Takes the ball behind. Another Hull City corner kick. This time on the other side, the West Stand side.
Tough side, this Hull team, aren't they? We know they haven't lost this season. Saying that, they haven't won either, but they certainly have some confidence about them. They're coming back strong.
Pretty heavy investment. It's been all changed. 25 players, I think it was, left in total over the summer. As it's curled in, that's a good shape corner. It's still not clear. Back post, Bogle does well to get there just above McLaughlin. That could have gone anywhere, and Leeds have just pushed it behind, and yet another corner results for Hull City.
Firpo with the touch at the near post, and importantly he got something on it. Just when Bogle comes down, it just looked like he had a bit of cramp in his calves.
They've gone back and short with the corner kick, and then they've gone right into the middle. And then Nonto goes in and... oh, what a shame. Thought Nonto had won the ball back then and was set to charge forward, but the referee stopped the play and given Hull a free kick, and they've taken it quickly. And it's into Coyle, who's on the byline, who puts it back in. Well, actually, he's not managed to put it back in. He sliced it a little and it hits the side netting, and it's a goal kick.
Coyle on his left foot. Not sure that's his strongest side, just shuffling it straight out of play, but
change. Piru is going to come on for Leeds, and we're going to see another debut here as well, because the man wearing the 17 shirt, Laji Ramazani, is also going to join the action here, and the players who are coming off are Brendan Aronson and Willie Nonto. Apologies, Nonto and Manor Solomon.
I think for Solomon it's important as well. Hasn't played a lot of football though, a full 90 minutes, and of course been out injured so long, got to be a little bit gentle with him, but he's had a fine game, hasn't he? Absolutely superb. And Yonto's been everywhere. He has been left, right, centre, back and forward. Had a really good game.
So we get a chance to run the rule over another of the summer signings here. And Brendan Aronson, it was, who walked to confuse me, doesn't take much, walked with Nonto almost all the way to the near side touchline.
Well, he's coming out to this left hand side. Laji Ramazani has gone to the right hand side.
And the ball's gone right down the middle. Joseph tugged again, his shirt by Jones, nothing given. Miller plays it into the channel, easy cut out for Rodon. Meslier maybe could have picked that up. Meslier gets the ball back again off Rodon. Now Joe Rodon can play it forward to Ramazani. First time layoff to Piru. Touch was a little heavy, Joel Piru, but Leeds have won it back quickly with Ramazani on the halfway line. Into the middle to Joseph. Now Piru. Now there's space. Ramazani attacks the ball. He's into the penalty area. Trying to get it on his right foot. Maybe comes out for Piru. Just turned away from it. Ampadu has it for Leeds instead. And Ampadu gives it to Piru. And Piru will try a shot. And he just drags it. And it goes wide.
Well, good effort from both substitutes coming on and really getting involved straight away. They looked sharp, but just couldn't quite wriggle away from the Hull City defenders. And Peru, that final shot, always going well wide.
Inside the final 15 minutes at Ellen Road, and Leeds United have a slender 1-goal lead. Hull City have possession. Zambrano. Back it goes to McLaughlin. Across the back to Jones. And then out to Louis Coyle. Coyle forward to the halfway line to Jarvis. Gruev closes him down. Jarvis goes back to Coyle, who goes back into his own half to McLaughlin. It's as much about work off the ball as on it for Leeds United now. Comes back into the middle defensively for Jones. And then laid off for the left full back, who gives it to McLaughlin, and then back to Pandora on the edge of the D. All prepared to be patient and trying to work the ball forward. Blocked by Ramazani. Comes back to McLaughlin. And back to the goalkeeper on the edge of the penalty area. Jones back to the keeper again. Joseph, willing worker. Peru goes after it. Played beyond both. Bogle on the far touchline. Goes over his head and out for, well, I thought it was a Leeds throw in, but the referee feels the final touch must have been off Bogle there. And Bogle is now in trouble here. He's dropped before to the ground. I think it's the same thing, is it, potentially?
Yep. Always when, of course, exerts a bit more pressure on that calf. You can see it is cramp. And that was a jump up in the air, come down, and I know that feeling. Cramp in the calf.
Yeah, I usually get about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, you usually get about half an hour into your game, don't you, on a Sunday? That was a bit harsh, wasn't it?
That's a bit harsh.
Yeah, possibly second half.
35 minutes.
Okay.
2 changes to be made by Hull here, so they're bringing their new guy Palmer on. Namur coming off. Palmer, ex-Coventry man. And then the other change sees the man wearing their number 18 shirt, Javier Simons, coming on. Daniel Farker perhaps pondering whether he needs to make further changes in the closing stages of this game. Probably a bit too early to be talking about closing stages, but Leeds will need to keep working hard here. Hull in the Leeds half. Miller. Back it comes to McLaughlin. Short ball to Coyle. Operating in between the 2 central defenders. Suggesting that they may have switched formation around a little bit. Jarvis down the right.
Extra man forward, yeah, isn't it? For sure from Hull.
Jarvis caught, brought down, and Hull have a free kick in the Leeds half. Ampadu holds his knee. He was the man, I think, who made the foul tackle.
He did. He was clearly always trying to bring him down, but he's hurt himself in the meantime. When you dangle a leg, Jarvis is through, and it's that. Oh, I just wonder, did Jarvis actually step on him? And of course, what we don't. It's a collision coming together, wasn't it? A strange one.
Ampadu's helped back to his feet at least.
Okay.
But Hull have this free kick. And Palmer, with his first serious action in the game, is over the ball for the away side. Palmer probably going to aim this one towards the far side of the penalty area, then confounds me by putting it wide right to Coyle instead. He gives it to Jarvis. Jarvis up against Aronson. Aronson's got to stick at his task here as Jarvis just pushes it back to Coyle. Coyle out to Palmer. To his right, Palmer. There's a free kick awarded. That Hull players looked towards the referee for assistance there, and the referee provided it by awarding a free kick to them. Leeds are going to make another change. Byram is set to come on. Will he come on before or after this free kick?
Well, with Bogle certainly struggling with a bit of cramp a couple of times, I think that's the right move to make. Pretty sharpish.
Yeah, they need to get Sam Byram on here, but I'm not sure they're going to be allowed to do it before this free kick is taken. Doesn't look that way. Referee has put Ramazani in the right place as the one-man Leeds wall for this free kick from outside the penalty area. 2 Hull players stand over it. Jostling in the box. Curled in from Coyle. Heads up far post. Still up in the air inside the Leeds penalty area as it drops to ground. And then Joseph underneath it. turns away from his man, and Matteo Joseph runs it to safety and gets it to Aronson. Aronson goes back before Ampadu goes long and forward, which is maybe what we were hoping for a little earlier in that interchange.
The decibels of the crowd went up, didn't they?
Anxiety levels. Leeds now have a break on here, and there's a great chance. Pirou in the penalty area. Pirou makes it 2-0 for Leeds United. Classic counter-attack football. Lovely ball played into the path of Pirou, and we know what he does. He's ice cold in those situations, and maybe he's won the game for Leeds United here. Leeds United 2, Hull City 0.
And there's the chance. Soak up the pressure, allow Hull to commit bodies forward, but you will get that chance. You will cut it out, and on the counter, can you make the most of it? Matteo Joseph, brilliant work down the left-hand side at full-back, and eventually when it comes across, Pirou, you're right, ice through his veins. He's the one you'd like to see with plenty of time and space in front. Goalkeeper to beat. That one was ending up in the back of the net. Great goal.
So, Joel Pirou gets off the mark for this season, and Leeds will finally get the chance to bring Sam Byram on now. Remember all that? And Jayden Bogle, who's had a tough old afternoon up against Liam Miller, live wire player. So he can feel satisfied with his day's work. Miller has been restricted thus far to few chances.
Well, he stuck at it, Bogle, and that's the important thing. Not to suddenly make rash decisions and fly in. Wasn't an easy afternoon for him, but now Byram comes on, fresh legs. Let's see if we can nullify that particular threat.
7 and a bit minutes to go here at Ellen Road. Now clear daylight between Leeds United and Hull City. Goodness me, it's been a battle so far.
It has. Hull City have played their part, haven't they? You can see the style that they're playing. Quite distinct, but like anything else, they need to stick the ball in the back of the net, and they've not done it.
Marching on together. Rings out resoundingly around Ellen Road. Hull City in the Leeds half. Hull were right in the game until the last couple of minutes in the meeting here last season, and then 2 late goals from Leeds, 1 a penalty, put a very different complexion on the scoreline. Remember that long-range effort from Dan James as well. So it's been in some ways a different game. Certainly the goal scoring's gone differently, but in other ways a very similar game, this one.
Yes, in that Hull have played well, some good football, caused us 1 or 2 problems, and certainly have been a worthy opponent, but of course when those chances come, we've shown that quality.
There's a bit of a party going on behind the goal to our right as Hull make more changes. Burstow, the striker, is going to come on, and Bedia, who really has not had much go his way this afternoon, is off, and Leeds are going to make 2 changes as well, and we're going to see another debutant here. Tananka is ready to come on for Leeds United. Tanaka just down below, and Rothwell with him, and the final instructions from Daniel Farker as the game goes on, so that entry for the Japanese player will be a little delayed as Hull move the ball forwards, and it goes in between Strauch and Pirou, but they've done a good job there, rather Firpo there, and they've done a good job in just keeping an eye on their runners respectively and allowing Meslier to come out and gather it up comfortably.
I can hear it in your voice. You're always worried when it goes in between the centre half and full-back. You think, is anyone getting in behind? But fortunately, Jarvis didn't make the run.
Always the pessimist's anticipation. Firpo stumbles and falls under a challenge from Palmer. 36,517 inside Ellen Road. And now the board is raised. And that tells us that changes are about to happen. And so it will be Rothwell who will come on. And also Tanaka, whose name has just been called out to a great ovation. Gruev is coming to the touchline. And Joseph as well. And Matteo Joseph has had a fine afternoon.
He has another one. Delighted for the young man with his goal. Hugs all around, and rightly so. But Tanaka has come on for his debut. Looking forward to seeing him play as well.
Hearing good things. Let's see if we get to see good things as well. Rodon out to Ampadu. Back it goes to Meslier. Strauch on the edge of the box. Given back to Meslier. Meslier to Ampadu. Do you hear it again there? Peru out to this near side, and Aronson does well. Helped out by Ampadu to keep the possession. Rothwell put it into a busy area. There was space out to his right. Leeds still have it. Now then, Aronson has made a bit of space. Just tried to play it into the path of Rothwell. There's loads of space down the right-hand side, which finally Leeds is getting it into that position to Sam Byram. Back it comes to now Tanaka, and then Aronson, Ramazani. Now Ampadu. Oh, not the best ball from Ethan Ampadu. Firpo couldn't get to that one, but he will chase gamely, and he may yet win it back as well. Well, he doesn't. The referee gives a free kick against Junior Firpo. He's frustrated, but it's right down by the whole corner flag, so not the worst with 3 minutes to go.
Not, but already you saw Ramazani and Tanaka just neat, tidy, quickly moving the ball. I'm looking at them already and thinking, right, technically, they're players.
Phrase you love to hear. Strauch. Ampadu flicks it on. Here is Ramazani. On the halfway line. Oh, that's good play to Rothwell. And Rothwell spread it wide, and Peru chases to get the ball. Over on the far touchline for Leeds United. There are loads of white shirts arriving in the edge of the penalty area. Into the penalty area. Peru trying to dance his way in. The dance is halted before Byram comes, and he picks it up for Leeds United, and he's kind of running in circles, Sam Byram, but with the ball at his feet.
He's
so
making
it's
me
all
dizzy.
fine.
Sam, stop it. Good play.
Tanaka to Rothwell. The Olays are usually a good sign. 2 minutes to go of the 90 here. Ampadu to Strauch. And now Firpo. Comes back for Tanaka. Into Rothwell. Pushes it back to Ampadu. Leeds doing a good job of controlling the ball, controlling the game here.
That's exactly what is required. Move the ball quickly, take no chances, and just get the opposition running.
Make sure there's always that short pass on, as Strauch is happy to go back to Meslier, to Rodon, to Ampadu, and on to Rothwell. And now Strauch. Aronson concedes possession. The crowd tell you that. And then Firpo comes in and wins it back again, and so we start all over. Tanaka tried to put one over the top for the run of Ramazani there, and Jones just got his head in the way of it, but Ramazani's done well. Quickly in at him to win the ball back for Leeds United.
Wow.
And Rodon just back to the goalkeeper.
We've done that a lot, haven't we? Winning the ball back in really good areas, but very quickly as well. Yes, we're going to lose it, of course we are, but react in the right way, and we did it twice just there.
Aronson rides a couple of challenges, goes down, doesn't get a free kick. The Leeds do well to win it back. Now Ramazani, while Jones, central defender, slid across in there, stretched out a long leg and just hooked it into touch for a throw in. Aronson got caught.
He did, his ankle. I just looked at that challenge, and of course he twisted his ankle slightly. He's getting a lift up from Ampadu. Just see the challenge. All a little tight. And yeah, just on the inside of the ankle, just rolled it slightly. Should be okay.
Ampadu back to Strauch. We're waiting for the board to go up now. Don't think there'll be too much on it. There's not been much by the way of stoppage bar goal celebrations in this second half. 5 minutes. Meslier. Strauch. Aronson in his own half. Firpo into Peru. Nice football. Almost nice football. It was round the corner for Aronson, just carried too far ahead of him and out for a throw.
Yeah, some really good play. Brendan Aronson, good to see him back playing well again. We had a fine game against Sheffield Wednesday. And today, once again, just busy, always willing to receive the ball.
I have the sense he could be an important player for Leeds. It's often said, but like a new signing, in a new level, at a new level where we know he's had a lot of international football. As has Miller, who's in possession for he was.
Excellent.
But Ramazani's relishing it out there, isn't he? Because he's got in and won the ball back really well again, ahead of his man. And he's popping up here, there and everywhere. He's on it now. In it goes to Peru. He's actually fouled, but Rothwell tried something a little bit too clever there, because Aronson really was in space. Rothwell tried to kind of skim the ball across the turf with the outstep, and it was intercepted.
He has got that ability, Rothwell. Would have been a heck of a pass, but you're right, maybe just a couple of minutes to go, better to keep it.
Hull have it in the Leeds half with Palmer. Again with Palmer. Played to the penalty area to Jarvis, who will put it back in the middle. Little touch to the far post. Now the counter-attack's on. Instead of Hull City almost scoring, can Leeds carry it forward themselves? They have it with Ampadu. Hull are slow to get back, but Leeds are slow to get forward. The priority rests with the away team there, not the home team.
Everyone is slow. I mean, that's about it. You're right. We could have broke, but all in slow motion. I think the game is just about up, but still got 3 minutes to see out, so see it out in the best way.
Well, you've got a defenders unit there who will be absolutely fixated on getting a third consecutive clean sheet after the craziness of the opening game.
Well, exactly.
And then the Middlesbrough
you
game,
looked at 3 at Portsmouth, 3 against Middlesbrough here. Not used to seeing 6 goals against us. Well, thankfully, normal business has resumed.
Tanaka in between the 2 central defenders, sitting in there, helping out. Meslier goes long, sweeps the ball up to this near side touchline. Well won in the air by Firpo rather. Peru goes chasing instead. And then Hull it is who push it forward as we're now into the final 2 minutes. Leeds United 2 up. The ball hits the back of Rothwell. Tanaka comes in, can't control it, spins off him. And now Miller has it in front of the east stand, and he goes down the touchline. Still going, this time well blocked off by Sam Byram. Byram looking for a bit of help as he tries to clear forward. Looks like he was fouled, and he's done really well there, Sam Byram. Just caught by Miller as he released the ball, and that's exactly what Leeds want at this very advanced stage of the game. 90 seconds to go, a Leeds free kick in their own half.
Yes, and once again Byram, excellent defending, getting his body shape right, getting a bit closer to Miller and winning the ball.
Meslier gives it back out to Ampadu. Is there one last chance at it for Leeds here? Ramazani, halfway line, spins away from Palmer. Peru, I think there might be, let's see if I'm right. Tanaka, but now out to Firpo. Tanaka again returns it to the fullback. Maybe that was the moment lost, as Leeds are happy to retreat just as they're beginning to push onto the front foot. Tanaka involved again. Short ball to Ampadu. Cut back to Strauch. 30 seconds remaining, and then you'll hear an almighty roar. Strauch into Ampadu. Nice football from Tanaka. Just a little thing, but a movement of the ball away from Palmer. Good to see. Ball over the top from Ampadu. Well, Peru had begun his run. It was cut out before it got to him. Here's Ramazani though, in a bit of space in the Hull half. Elects to go back to Ampadu. Gives it square short to Rothwell. And Rothwell back to Firpo, just on his shoulder. And now Rothwell again. And that's it. Leeds United extend the unbeaten start to the season. It's a first home win of the championship season. It's another clean sheet. It's been hard work, but it's turned out to be another excellent afternoon for Leeds here. They've come through. They've won by 2-0. And Leeds United go into the international break with a real good mood around Elland Road. All smiles, all celebrations. Leeds have won again. Full-time scoreline, Leeds United 2, Hull City 0.
Really was an excellent performance. Good, strong second half as well. Introduced our new players. Got to say, been impressed with all of them. But what a performance it was from Matteo Joseph. And finally, he gets his first goal. Certainly we had to ride, not moments in the game, but Hull certainly asked one or two questions of us, but I thought we rode those moments out. And when the big chances came, we took them. Looked very good at the end. I think his Hull side are half decent, however, I think we are a level above. And that was a really good performance. Delighted with those 3 points.
So there you go. Now it's a couple of draws and then a couple of wins, and life has a good look to it as Leeds United prepare for a couple of weeks off. We'll be back here at Elland Road, of course, in a fortnight's time, because Leeds return to action with a juicy looking fixture as Burnley, Premier League side last season, provide the opposition here. So that's one to look forward to, but in the meantime, be a couple of weeks of happy reflection on what's been ultimately another impressive performance from Leeds. They've come out on top. It's finished. Leeds United 2, Hull City 0.